Kansas Ag Report with your host, Bryan Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Bryan Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag feature, Ken Rahjes sits down with Ryan and Kent from Farm Bureau to discuss the waters of the U.S. issue. Inside Kansas Ag has K-State Research and Extension reporting on unmanned aircraft systems in farming. And in news you need to know, we have our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association. We'll look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon. And we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack has announced that farmers, ranchers, and landowners committed to protecting and conserving the land may now sign up for the Conservation Reserve Program. In addition, it was announced that retiring farmers enrolled in CRP could receive incentives to transfer a portion of their land to beginning, disadvantaged, or veteran farmers through the Transition Incentives Program, which provides 2 additional years of payments for retired farmers and ranchers who transition over expiring CRP acres. Go to USDA.gov for more information. The USDA is awarding $6 million to universities and state extension services to develop interactive online tools to help farmers and ranchers make important decisions over new Farm Bill programs. Producers will be able to use data specific to their farming operations before officially signing up for either the Agriculture Risk Coverage Program or the Price Loss Coverage Program later this year. The National Pork Producers Council is urging the USDA to fund research and testing for biosecurity measures related to reporting porcine epidemic diarrhea virus. PEDV was discovered in the U.S. last year and has affected hog operations in 30 states, killing an estimated 8 million animals, mostly pre-weaned piglets. PEDV poses no risk to pork products or consumers. And in local news, June is Dairy Month in Kansas. There are more than 300 Kansas dairy farmers who are committed to innovation and cost efficiency and take great pride in providing safe and nutritious dairy products to the U.S. and worldwide. Kansas dairies produce more than 336 million gallons of milk, which adds more than $592 million in milk value each year. Kansas State University and the University of Florida have teamed up to find ways to improve quality and extend the shelf life of fruits and vegetables. The work is focused on aiding small acreage growers who sell locally and might lack the facilities needed to reduce post-harvest losses. Kansas State will take the lead in developing modified atmosphere packaging to prolong shelf life during storage. The governor announced last week he's urging the federal government to assume some of the cost of protecting the Lesser Prairie chicken by providing incentives to farmers who enroll their land in the Conservation Reserve Program. In this action, the federal government would pay farmers to protect the birds rather than cultivate their land. The 2014 Farm Bill downsized the number of acres in the program by 25%, from 32 million to 24 million acres. Kansas acreage in CRP has declined by 28% since 2008. Up next in our Ag feature, Ken Rahjes sits down with Ryan and Kent from Farm Bureau to discuss the waters of the U.S. issue. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned. If you'd like to advertise your business on Kansas Ag Report, give us a call at 785-554-5974.
This segment brought to you by Renzi Seeds, Midwest growers' best ally for over 70 years. RenziSeeds.com, RENZE Seeds.com.
A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
Over the past 30 years, Dick Edwards in Manhattan has been building strong personal relationships, starting the moment you walk through the door with a sales team committed to meeting your car buying needs and carrying over into our service department with technicians able to handle all of your vehicle's upkeep. We've always been upfront and honest with our pricing, offering amazing financing offers and warranty packages. If you've shopped with us before, you know that the customer always comes first. Stop in and see us. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
At Ag Risk Solutions, we have been helping our clients make better crop insurance decisions since 1981. We always focus on helping you find the best coverage options for your farm, and it will give you peace of mind knowing you have a partner you can trust. To learn more about our agency, please visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution.
AgRisk Solutions is an equal opportunity provider.
Trending now at Dick Edwards Auto Plaza, Kia and Dodge, Ford and Jeep, all at one location. Kia, affordable, stylish, reliable. Ram, rugged, spacious, powerful. Ford, legendary, dependable, tough. Jeep, off-road, on-road, limitless possibilities. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza, I-70 and Highway 77 in Junction City.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Water is important to everyday life. And we're going to talk about that and a proposed new rule by the Environmental Protection Agency and the impact it could have on everyone. Joining us is Ken Rahjes, who is Public Policy Director for Water, and Ryan Flickner, who is Senior Director of Public Policy, both for the Kansas Farm Bureau. Well, Kent, the EPA has come out and wants to enhance in their mind, I think, the rule and definition of waters of the United States. And this has been something that's been coming, but this could also have something that could impact everyone.
That's right, Ken. We learned of this just recently, of the proposed rule change that we think would greatly broaden the impacts on not only agriculture but any type of industry across the state, across the nation. And we think that particularly in agriculture, this expansion of the rule, as we see it anyway, could affect the way that our members do business on a day-to-day, in their day-to-day operations. And as we all know, farming is a business where you need to be able to farm when it's time to farm. And if this rule is expanded the way we are concerned that it will be, or could be, we think that it is going to make farming particularly difficult to accomplish the way we have historically done it, and a way to keep it profitable in the future.
And with this, Ryan, Farm Bureau has been one of those taking the lead and using some maybe new communication tools to let folks know what the impacts could be.
Yeah, through our social media, we've created the hashtag Ditch the Rule campaign, where we're engaged with not only farmers and ranchers, but also the contractor associations, public health officials, golf course managers, anybody that disturbs the soil in any way at any point during the year is impacted by this rule. And we're certainly trying to strengthen that coalition and broaden our outreach.
Well, let's talk about that. How has it been received, and do you have other partners joining in?
Absolutely. It's been very well received. I think once individuals finally realize and understand the severity of the impacts of this proposed rule, anything with a ditch and a high water mark and a bank is now regulated or will be regulated under EPA and Army Corps jurisdiction. That is a wholesale change from the Clean Water Act when it was created in the 1970s. And for the first time moving forward, if this rule does go final, as it is proposed, it will not only regulate water, which has historically been regulated, but it will also regulate any land use management that is done on private or public lands nationwide.
We are discussing water and the proposal to change the definition of waters of the United States. We'll be back in just a moment.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
We are talking water and a proposed rule by the Environmental Protection Agency to redefine waters of the U.S. with Kent Exten, who is Public Policy Director for Water for the Kansas Farm Bureau, and Ryan Fleckner, who is Senior Director of Public Policy, also for Kansas Farm Bureau. Well, Kent, let's talk about this a little bit more and the role that Kansas and Kansas officials play in all this.
Well, water is extremely important to all Kansans, none more so than agriculture, and there are very specific jurisdictions for regulating water and water use across our state and across the nation. And we feel like this proposal by the EPA really oversteps the bounds. It gets into an area where we believe that the state of Kansas is perfectly capable and has done a good job of making sure that our water quality is protected in this state. And to expand the definition of navigable waters out onto the land and actually impact land uses, we think is a big mistake. The Department of Agriculture also has a very mature water law in our state, and we're concerned that that these proposals could even get into the area of water rights and property rights, which are of extreme interest to our members.
Well, Ryan, as Farm Bureau has started this Ditch the Rule campaign, the EPA is still taking comments on, and I'm sure you're wanting your members and others with interest to comment on how this proposal could affect them.
Yeah, we are certainly encouraging all of our members and all members in the coalition to make public comments. There's been a lot of confusion in the countryside because EPA actually rolled out two rules at once. The interpretive rule comment period ended June 5th, but the bigger Water of the United States rule, the comment period is scheduled to close on July 21st. We are certainly asking for comment period extension in relation to that, but we're also trying to educate and help people understand that the basis of this rule is on a connectivity report that isn't even final by the EPA and isn't scheduled to be final well until the fall or maybe early 2015.
So there are a number of unanswered questions, but then could have real consequences.
Absolutely. The science is not wrapped up on this. And as Ken alluded to, I mean, our farmers and ranchers, they want to protect the soil and the water. If they don't do that, they wouldn't be farming. They certainly wouldn't be able to pass the farm on to future generations. So we're certainly all for clean water and clean air, but we need to make sure that we understand the federal jurisdiction and the state jurisdiction when it comes to water in Kansas.
So a number of questions still remaining, and we'll wait and see what happens when the final rule is agreed upon then.
We're certainly encouraging, once again, all of our members to make comments, and once that period ends, we'll hopefully turn to a legislative solution, and hopefully Congress can rein in the EPA and make sure that the intent of the Clean Water Act is understood and clarified, and that the administration does not go run amok on this issue.
All right, thank you both. We've been talking water and the proposal from EPA on waters of the U.S. I'm Ken Rahjes for agview.net and reporting for the kansasAGreport.
At first glance, it might appear to be a scene from a science fiction movie. But recent advances in unmanned aircraft technologies now allow agronomists to evaluate crop conditions in the field from a bird's-eye perspective. At the K-State Research and Extension Agronomy Field Day, the focus was on new technologies. But interest in these different unmanned aircraft systems was definitely a highlight.
Secondly, you can open it up like a banana, and you can put your cameras in there.
Often referred to as drones, these fixed-wing and gyrocopter unmanned aircraft systems are being adapted for agricultural use. Equipped with high-definition and optical sensing technologies, these remote control aircraft will help farmers easily see from above what's happening below with pinpoint accuracy.
We identify the field on a Google Earth map that we want to fly. We take our mouse, we click on it, we drag a polygon over that field, and we let go, and the computer asks us how far apart do you want the images, or how much overlap do you want in the images. And then it lays down the coordinates for us, and we tell the computer software on our laptop to send the coordinates to the device in the plane, and it programs the plane for where to fly. What we work with as the computers is looking to see where we have areas in the field that have higher amounts of visible energy and lower amounts of near infrared. Those are the situations where we often have a problem with the plants.
Recent studies estimate the economic impact of the UAS industry at close to $100 billion in the next 10 years. One local manufacturer says complete turnkey UAS systems are in production and ready to roll off their Kansas assembly line.
We get several calls a day for people wanting systems right now, and we're just beginning to manufacture them to fulfill those orders. It won't be long till every farmer and agronomist, it will be rare for them not to have a robotic aircraft at their home or in the back of their pickup to survey the crops and look for disease and see where stress is in the fields.
Currently, the FAA requires a certificate of authorization to fly unmanned aircraft for commercial use.
I'm fairly new to the UAS stuff too, so I'm learning with them. I mean, just look at farming technology and how far it's came over the past 10 years with an airplane just flying right over the top of it and taking images, and with the GPS coordinates on cameras, being able to decide how heavy applications you need or light applications you need across the field.
At the K-State Research and Extension Agronomy Field Day, I'm Brad Beckman reporting.
If you'd like to advertise your business on kansasAGreport, give us a call at 785-554-5974.
This segment brought to you by Renzi Seeds, Midwest growers' best ally for over 70 years. RenziSeeds.com, RENZE Seeds.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in Southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. IGPawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Trending now at Dick Edwards Auto Plaza, Kia and Dodge, Ford and Jeep, all at one location. Kia, affordable, stylish, reliable. Ram, rugged, spacious, powerful. Ford, legendary, dependable, tough. Jeep, off-road, on-road, limitless possibilities. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza, I-70 and Highway 77 in Junction City.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Over the past 30 years, Dick Edwards in Manhattan has been building strong personal relationships, starting the moment you walk through the door with a sales team committed to meeting your car buying needs and carrying over into our service department with technicians able to handle all of your vehicle's upkeep. We've always been upfront and honest with our pricing, offering amazing financing offers and warranty packages. If you've shopped with us before, you know that the customer always comes first. Stop in and see us. Dick Edwards in Manhattan, 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall on Highway 24.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Since 1983, the Hydrobed has been utilized on cattle operations throughout North America. The Hydrobed equips your 3/4 or 1-ton truck for hay handling and feeding. Variable speed cable controls or the optional wireless remote enable you to haul, transport, and unroll 2 round bales weighing up to 3,000 pounds each. A mechanical free float automatically compensates for uneven ground and out of round bales, isolating you and the truck from impact of bale unrolling. To find out how the Hydrobed can improve your feeding efficiency, call or visit us on the web at triple-c-inc.com.
Beef remains the leading protein on restaurant menus across the country, according to the 2013 Usage and Volumetric Assessment of Beef in Food Service report funded by the Beef Checkoff. The amount of beef sold in food service increased by 79 million pounds last year to a total of 8 billion pounds. Since 2009, beef represents the largest increase in pounds sold of any protein, totaling 178 million pounds. More than 97% of restaurant operators featured beef on the menu in 2013. Volume was up last year in every major beef category, including steaks, roasts, ribs, ground beef, and pre-cooked roasts. In addition to beef's overall performance in food service, the research looked at sales of specific beef cuts. Traditional steaks like sirloin, top loin, and ribeye continue to be mainstays on the menu, while emerging cuts such as the petite tender, flat iron steak, tri-tip, and chuck-eye roast also experienced growth. The annual study on behalf of the Beef Checkoff evaluates the extent of beef usage in various food service segments and the sales of beef in pounds and dollars. Respondents to the survey included protein purchasing executives from 180 of the top 250 restaurant chains.
Hello, I'm Chris Haverkamp, and this week we take a look at the cattle complex. We are currently at an all-time high in the cattle, and the million-dollar question is, how high will they go? Speaking specifically about the feeder market, we feel that this complex is trading much like the corn market from a few years ago, when many thought that $5 corn was high, but then we went to $6 and then $7 and then finally made a hard push to $8, which of course allowed everyone to believe we were going to $10 before it finally broke. And at some point, these feeder cattle will trade the same way. But presently, these feeders have made it difficult for the traditional cattle feeder, as prices have kept pace with 100% of the feeding profit margin in cattle, and force yards continue buying cattle without any margin in hopes that the cattle will continue to improve. Now, this is a dangerous game, but one that's worked well over the course of the past year, and we tend to forget about the bad times. As an example, 1 year ago, June live cattle went off the board at $118, and this week we were trading over $25 a hundredweight higher. Last year, this time, August feeders were trading at 146, and this week we traded over 203, and that simple math equates to over $475 more per head than we were just a year ago. We bring these points out not because we're bearish the market, but because we want to stress to all cattlemen that a sound hedge strategy is extremely important at these price levels, and it's my belief that the cattle market will establish its top sometime between the second and third quarter of this year. For questions about my comments or any other market, please feel free to give us a ring here at Paragon at 888-452-8751.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Bryan Hallman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.